What's good, John? It's your boy Eru, host of the Knicks podcast. Man, I am back doing some Knicks stuff. Took a day. I think I took 2 days off and needed to do some things, man. Like enjoy life a little bit. And before we get started, please hit the subscribe button, thumbs up, and all that stuff. Before we get started, I just want to thank everybody for supporting the podcast, man. I've been putting out content for maybe 2 years on YouTube, 4 years altogether, as you can see with the what's that, 2018 in the back, Die Hard Eru. Been putting out audio podcasts since 2018. I stopped doing that to do YouTube full time. I just want to have this time here to thank you guys because this is some of my early stuff here on YouTube. I didn't really know what I was doing, trying to figure it out. Dark backgrounds. I didn't even think I fixed. I think it was dirty behind me. It was crazy. But anyway, I just did it, just because I want to do this. I want to try it out, and I just want to go forth, full steam without anybody in my ear telling me what to do or waiting for somebody to come and be a podcast host with me. I know I could do this by myself, and I do it by myself often. And I just want to thank you guys for the support. Continuous support with the podcast, man. I'm gonna continue putting them out as long as you guys keep supporting me, man. So thanks again for the supporters of the podcast. But without further ado, let's get busy, man. Let's put this big thing big here and get into the topic at hand. I really want to talk about leadership, man. I'm going to talk about Iron Bagley. When it comes to like beat writers and reporters and things of that nature, I blocked basically almost all of them. I'll get to that at the end of the podcast. But I blocked almost all of them. But there's only a few of them that maintain their integrity, that don't throw hissy fits whenever something happens. They just stick to their job and report the news, man. You know what I'm saying? They report the news and that's what you appreciate with sports writers, because that's why there's so many podcasters now, because nobody wants to hear that BS anymore. Just report, just do what you're supposed to do. Report the news, give your takes based on that, and that's it. We don't need your opinion because most of the opinion is negative. And I just found the mute button on Twitter, so now my life is a lot easier, man. So let's get into what this guy was saying about Tom here. He said Tom says that Tom rarely criticizes Knicks players publicly. So he, basically talking about Tom Thibodeau's relationship with Randall, and is he going to be more harder on him? That's what everybody wants to know. Is he going to be more hard on Randall and hold him accountable? Accountability. That word accountability is came about maybe like the last year or so. So people are constantly using it. It's becoming a cliche term now. Accountability and stuff. So I mean, like he said that the Tom Thibodeau never really criticizes, or says rarely criticizes Knicks players out there, man. But just to remind you, he did say rarely, but just to remind you, this last year with the Kemba Walker situation, he just straight benched him after like what, 5 games or whatever. There was a lot of articles about it. It was very it was very embarrassing for Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker took a couple of days to really respond to it. Then also too, there's a whole video with him saying I have to do what's best for the team. So if he's going to do what's best for the team, then he really needs to figure out this Julius Randle situation, because that's the only thing anybody's going to talk about. I think the guy's going to get booed on every preseason game, and home opener, forget about it. All the real fans are going to be there. All the content creators, all your favorite on Twitter people, they're all going to be there, and everybody's going to be booing as soon as they announce Julius Randle. It's going to be ugly, so I hope that they nip that in the bud as a team. So, shout out to Derrick Rose, because Derrick Rose did say something about that. I didn't have that queued up there. I really should have it queued. But let's continue on here. The guy I really want to talk about is this guy. It's freaking monster, Jalen Brunson. He's almost like what do you call it? Jason, not Jason, freaking Michael Myers. Not even Jason, because Jason is like dirty or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Well, Michael Myers, he sticks to his business, and he's gonna do it with a nice, clean face. Freshly pressed, murderer's outfit. You know what I'm saying? Always shows up to business and not afraid of nothing. And this is what Jalen Brunson brings to the table. You want to talk about Julius Randle all the time, about his leadership and stuff like that? This is a new team now, man. This guy is absolutely our team leader right now. And it's to the point now where Tom Thibodeau can't stop talking about the guy. So I'm going to play some video of Tom Thibodeau actually talking about this kid. Because, I mean, it's amazing to hear these comments.
I look at some players that, either went undrafted or were drafted at the end of the first round or the beginning of the second round, and then they become all NBA, and and you say, and you look at it, and sometimes you say like, and no one's perfect. We all like say, I didn't see that. Like I know when we drafted Jimmy Butler, we none of us thought he was going to be all NBA. We thought he was a good player. We thought, okay, he'll be in the rotation. Right? We didn't
Yeah, shout out to RJ, by the way.
think he'd become who he is. Draymond Green, and I'm not saying that, like, but there are so many guys like that. So you're trying to project what a guy can become, and it's not an easy thing to do. But when you look back, you say, okay, super smart, super competitive, great work ethic, and all he has done is, he's won at every level. And I think that's special. I think that's one of the things when you look at Derrick Rose and you look, if you really studied his high school career, it was phenomenal. And there were games that Derrick scored 6 points and, they won a state championship. Then he goes to Memphis and, he's in the championship game. He's done it all. But it's the unselfishness. It's how smart they are, all those things combined, but it's also the drive.
Yeah, man. So he could easily be talking about RJ as well, because shout out to RJ. I make a lot of critiques about RJ's game and stuff that he needs to fix, because he really needs to fix it. That's the thing. You can make these critiques about players, but it's from the heart, because you look at the games all the time and you want these guys to succeed. So he could be talking about RJ, but he's talking about Jalen Brunson here, man. So just bringing up his winning history, that can't go without saying, man. You have to, like, just like that. Like it was a big kind of like drawn out thing, in his tone, the way that he gives it up, the cadence and all that stuff, the way that he dramatically says things. You know what I'm saying? But you really need to hear the whole thing, because the picture that he's painting is what is going to drive us next year and drive us to where we need to go. I think Jalen Brunson is the guy, bro. I think Jalen Brunson is that guy that's right now. We've been fooling around. Julius Randle getting all these other free agents, ragtag free agents up until this point. But I think Jalen Brunson right now is the one that's gonna that all of a sudden right now we have a solid foundation. We have the point guard that we've been asking for, but it's not that cut and dry. We do have a point guard for the future, but it's the simple fact that right now we have a leadership. We have leadership to the point where our leader Tom Thibodeau cannot stop talking about him. RJ gave him a raging endorsement. Randall did that. Rose did it. Everybody's talking about how bright this kid is, how great he is as far as the impact that he's showing to the guys already in practice, man. So I'm anxious to see if this is true, because I'm believing everything that I'm seeing from this psycho killer face here. You know what I'm saying? This guy is a freaking killer, and I just hope that his influence infects RJ. Number one, I hope that the leadership, the example that he shows, gets to some of these other players that we have on the team. With Derrick Rose healthy, I hope that Brunson being the leader, and then Derrick Rose right behind him, which was probably his idol when he was coming up in Chicago, because they were living in New York for a while. Then Brunson, the father got a job in Chicago, so they lived in Chicago for his formative years. That's where he won his championships and stuff in high school. So those branches and stuff like that. I'm hoping that him and Derrick Rose both galvanize his team. And then with Fournier, I think Fournier is going to help with that too, because now you have extra guys in there that's going to be giving that message. So I hope that affects the team, and maybe turn some of these other guys into leaders too, man, because we're gonna need leadership at every position, not just people to yell and scream and like show guys how to lead or that type of thing. We really need guys to infect people, man, to make this real. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it moving here. I want to highlight a podcaster here, man. His name is well, he's from ESPN. So shout out to Tim McMahon. I don't think I'm gonna play what he was saying, but he basically was talking about Tom Thibodeau and Brunson doing the tip speak. That tip speak shit is a little cliche. It's kind of corny a little bit, but I had to bring it up because I didn't really hear anybody really talking about this. As far as like the media is concerned, Jalen Brunson is the leader. It's not so much about the tip speak. It's about the simple fact that he is a leader. He knows what the game plan is, and he's gonna orchestrate it. He's gonna be the leader on the court, letting everybody know, reminding everybody, from the starters position. Like I said, Dirk Rose is going to be that guy coming off the bench. Quickly is going to become that guy. Like I'm trying to say, there's a few players on our team that are built to become that leader or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Quickly and Rose are going to definitely hold down that bench coming off the bench. And like I said, Brunson, Fournier. People don't want Fournier to start, but I'm talking about this leadership thing. that's gonna bounce. It's all bouncing off this kid Brunson. God keep him healthy and things of that nature because I think we're gonna everything we're gonna get coming to us in the future is gonna be right on that on the kid's shoulders, man. Not that he's like a savior or anything like that, because he did talk about that in one of these clips here, but just really just from the simple fact of his essence, his essence is gonna take us where we need to go. So let's hear from the horse's mouth here. Once again, shout out to New York basketball. This is NBA New York, one of the best. If you're not following this guy on Twitter, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. He got 11,000 followers, and like he posts things that he can't possibly see unless he was there. So he's got to be either a robot or it's got to be more than one of these guys posting stuff. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to them. I get a lot of my little slides here from these guys. Plot points and stuff. To help me along with the podcast. So please follow those guys. Definitely big respect to them. So anyway, let's get into what he's saying. This is about 31 seconds, so it's not as long as the Tom Thibodeau, but I really enjoyed this kid, man. Yeah, I love to hear him talk.
I think all of them. I've seen them against as opponents, but seeing them how they work hard, how they kind of present themselves, it's very impressive. And so all of them, they kind of give off just guys who are just willing to work hard as they can. So they have that mindset is not easy. So for a lot of guys that have that, it's special.
Yeah, man. So he basically just said what I just said. So I mean, like just the way that he is. I hope that is infecting the team, but also in order for it to infect the other players, they have to already have had something in them before they showed up. So I think these guys know what it is to be a pro. Thanks to Tom Thibodeau for bringing that aspect to us. Getting guys prepared, helping them along with their career to be professional as young players. So like I said, there's nothing but young guys on the team now. There's no veterans. So the whole play the kid stuff, that shit is dead. I don't even want to hear that shit no more. The whole play the kid, the place is dead because we have no kids. Everybody on the roster is playable. Everybody on the roster is are veterans at this point now. So I mean, everybody showed up ready to play like professionals. And once we get there, showed up ready to play. Everybody got better. Everybody's in shape. Now we got the leadership to take over. Brunson is here. Tom Thibodeau was here. Like as I mentioned quickly, shout out to Easy Blue Drew. Also talking about quickly too, man. So listen, man, I feel like the Knicks are coming, and for the simple pause, and for the simple fact that he acknowledges the fact that these guys are ready, sponges. They came ready, prepared, and whatever. They're prime and ready for this whole movement, and I'm excited, man. I don't understand how anybody cannot be excited about this. Why are we still being negative? We cannot be negative anymore. This is the start of the season. If we start losing and stuff like that, instead of being negative, transfer that into safe mode where we start talking about the draft stuff like that. God forbid, I don't want to go through that anymore. You know what I'm saying? As far as oh my God, we got to look who the next draft pick is going to be. But if we can focus this into team building and stuff like that, I almost want to guarantee that the Knicks are not gonna miss the playoffs next year. I almost want to guarantee it. I'm on record as saying 48 wins. We'll see what happens, man. But I really believe in the wave that we're on. I don't care about seeding and stuff like that. I think that will take care of itself as the season goes on, man. And if we do make the playoffs, I don't. I would be so. If I was another team, I would not want to play the Knicks. I would not. I've said it a couple times in this pod. But let's just hear some more gangster shit from this guy here.
You're the addition that's going to help this team be better. How do you feel about that coming to New York with that?
How do I feel about the
pressure?
added pressure?
Yeah.
For
It's
one,
not been added to
it, it's not for one. It's not really pressure to me. I'm just going out there and playing basketball the way I played for a long time, and two, I'm just gonna be myself. I'm ready to go, whatever it takes.
You're the addition that
Hey, listen, I love it, man. The added pressure with the air quotes. So listen, if you're a basketball player, and you get out on the basketball court to play, as soon as you take your shower, put on your shorts and stuff like that, maybe jump into your car and drive, and then you're driving to the park. Whether you think you're good or not, there is pressure. Basketball is a game of pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be able to to perform because people are going to be snapping on you. Guys will be coming for you. If there's new guys in the park, they want to make a name off of you. If you're the guy in the park, they want to make a name off of you. So there's always pressure in basketball. Of course, it's quote unquote, another air quotes thing, elevated because of the New York media. The New York media is dead. MSG is doing what they do, keeping the media out of certain things, certain of events. MSG is doing a good job of doing fan service for us. The podcasts are doing a great job on our end here. The fan base on your side too, guys. With the comments and stuff like that, we're keeping the culture ours. You know what I'm saying? So we control the pressure. We control the pressure. That's something that's very important. But as far as the player, like I'm trying to say, these guys are professional basketball players. They've been playing basketball at the highest level all their lives. So them walking into an arena, to play basketball is not pressure to them. And like I said, to bring it back to a human sense to like me and you, like going to any park, anywhere, like let's say if I pull up to a park in Atlanta, or Florida or something like that, and if I pull up, I'm gonna have Knicks gear on. You know what I'm saying? I might not have straight up New York Knicks like this, but I'm gonna have my Knicks hat on because I always got a Knicks hat on. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have my orange and blue sneakers. I'm probably gonna have some kind of Knicks shorts on, and I'm gonna have something to match probably on as the top. The top don't really matter to me, but definitely I'm gonna have some kind of Nick related shorts or whatever. I'm gonna have orange and blue sneakers, absolutely. And there you go. That's how I'm showing up to the basketball court, no matter where we at, especially if we in Florida or somewhere else outside of New York City. So as soon as I show up on the court, we're like, "Oh, where you from, blood?" Because they're gonna hear my accent. "Oh, you from New York, huh?" Oh shit! Now you want to talk about pressure? Now they're gonna be attacking the New Yorker to see if New Yorker can really play this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like when it comes to basketball, everybody knows what that pressure is, and I don't want to hear the bullshit. Same thing like my man here, he did the air quotes and stuff like that. Yeah, man, fuck that pressure, man. Fuck it. Because when it comes down to it, basketball is a pressure game. You know what I'm saying? If you want to win, you got to hit the shots. You might like when it comes to street stuff too, guys like to bet on the games. It depends on your environment. You could be in environments where guys are betting on the game. You know what I'm saying? So if you lose, guys are gonna lose money and whatever. You want to talk about pressure? That is pressure. So just having the name too, Brunson. Oh, your dad played for the NBA. Let me see how good you are. You know what I'm saying? He ended up being better than Brunson, even though Brunson himself was a high school All American. Also, Brunson actually was in the talking about his dad. Was actually in the McDonald's All American game. So his dad was good coming out of high school. Going into the NBA, he had the accolades and stuff like that too. So I mean, the pressure now from carrying the Brunson name, especially in Chicago, and whatever, especially coming after Derrick Rose and that type of thing. You want to talk about pressure? That's pressure too. So I just don't want to hear that anymore. Anymore talking about pressure and stuff like that. Like we got a killer. This guy is a killer. This guy is a killer, and we need to get back to that as far as New Yorkers fan base and Knicks fan base and all this. We need to get back to being the killer, not killing each other, a Nick on Nick fan crime. You know what I'm saying? We need to go at the other teams again. We fight each other too much because we've been losing so long that there's so many different hives and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back together, man. Where we show up to the Garden, and God forbid you come to the game in a Detroit Pistons jersey on day one. You know what I'm saying? We need to go back to that. I'm not saying that we need to commit violence on the other team, but yo, the way that we be trolling each other and going crazy on this internet, and sometimes when we go out in the street, we be battling each other in the street, arguing and all this other stuff. Instead of putting all that energy against each other, we need to go at the Detroit Pistons fans on day one when we show up there at the Garden. You know what I'm saying? Bring it back to the old school. You know what I'm saying? You cannot show up to the Garden wearing a Detroit Pistons jersey, or make them think twice about wearing their Pistons stuff. Or if they wear it, make them be automatically apologetic because they don't want to get freaking roasted. You know what I'm saying? Let it bring it back to the old school. And this kid Jalen Brunson, to me, he just reminds me of the old school. And I'm excited, man. Speaking of it, old school, good segues here. This is Allen Houston. Allen Houston is a legend. He kind of like carries himself like he was that dude. He did hit like one of the biggest shots in Knicks history, if not the biggest, probably the second biggest shot in Knicks history. Depending on what you think about, with him and LJ with the two biggest shots in Knicks history. Uh, you know, maybe Willis Reed is probably number one because if he didn't hit those shots, maybe Clyde Frazier doesn't have the game of his life. For them to beat the Lakers in the finals way back in 1969. 69-70 season. But anyway, let's get back to it. Let's talk about Allen Houston. Here he basically just talking about the kids in training camp. I think this is important too. So let's just hear his let's just
The
play it.
thing that we saw last year is how can we stay connected to each other
Mhm.
through the good and bad times and get through those. And I think the one thing that everybody has done is they worked their butt off all summer. Like
Mhm.
everybody has worked and worked. And what I'm seeing in in training camp and moving forward is that you can see, guys are shooting the ball better. They're in shape, right? They're in a good connective place, right? But you still know in New York that you're going to hit some obstacles. So it's like, how do we prepare for those moments? Get ahead of the thing that
All right, so let's leave it at that. That was the end of that quote. But like I was trying to paint the picture that whenever Allen Houston get like was on a podcast or something like that, he's always talking super smooth as if like he's like Billy D. Williams or something like that. I get it. These guys are athletes. They're super cocky, super confident in themselves, and this, that, and the other. Houston absolutely has that confidence in himself. He just has, like he's the baddest dude on the world. You should have that though. Everybody should have that feeling about themselves. But he's talking about basketball, so it's not they're not talking about him where he could sit up high and look down. He's talking about basketball, so you can see this guy is salivating. Allen Houston don't usually talk like that. He was salivating about the way that our players are approaching this training camp. So I mean, he's there watching. These guys are watching these guys in training camp. So I mean, these guys are not triggered to say certain things, man. If there's no, like, let's say if the Knicks didn't have this spark, he wouldn't have said that. He would be on his back on his high horse. I'm Allen Houston, motherfucker. What you want to know? You know what I'm saying? Oh, look at my new clothes, whatever, with his clothing brand. Oh, look how nice my haircut is. Look, watch my jump shot. You know what I'm saying? That's Allen Houston's energy. But he let it go specifically to really rant about what's going on in this Knicks training camp, man. So something's going on here. Something's going on here. Something special is going on here. And like I said, if you're wasting time arguing every day and being negative, you're missing the ride, man. You're missing the whole ride. So shout out to Allen Houston. Shout out to 7-Eleven. I can use something to drink right now. Got me something to drink. Let me get it now because I'm like salivating myself. So yeah, man, I'm adding things to the pod. Oh, I wonder if you guys notice. The screen looks a little bit more poppy today. So like I said, I'm doing things to improve the podcast, and I appreciate you guys for showing up for me all the time and paying attention to what I'm saying, enjoying the content and stuff. I'm gonna keep doing it as long as I can, as long as it's fun for me and as long as it's fun for you guys as well. So, anyways, keep it moving. Shout out to Macri, man. This is Knicks Film School. I got Mr. Macri and I got Mr. Berman here. Guess which one of these guys I blocked? Guess which one of these guys I blocked? It's not Macri. Spoiler alert, I blocked Berman. Okay, I blocked Berman because like see this right here. He talks bad about the media, about the Knicks not respecting the media. And this whole podcast, he was like having gonna shit himself. You could see that he was so mad about it. I get it because I mean that's his job. The media's job is to be there to ask the tough questions. You know what I'm saying? But listen, my man Macri is media now because these podcasts now are now creating homes for guys like Berman to stay alive. So I wish that guys like Macari and guys like some of our peers too. I think still Knicks might have did a pod with Berman. A couple of people did pods with Berman. Berman's just going around to every podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's not to because I'm saying like look how many even like podcasts that don't have views Berman is popping on because I saw a pod where like the person had like maybe like 30 something subscribers and Berman is there talking and stuff like that. So he's just making him rounds on everybody's podcast. He don't give a fuck about us. You know what I'm saying? So I maintain the fact that I don't give a fuck about him. So I would never have him on my podcast. So it kind of annoys me to see his face on everybody's podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because this guy is like public enemy number one when it comes to the Knicks. If he has a chance to say something negative about the Knicks, he will. To stir up any problems, he will. To shit on fans, he will. So why give this guy a platform, man? You know what I'm saying? I just saw something about Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane, they were asking him about DJ Academics because DJ Academics was calling like the older hip hop people dusty. So the guy was like the guy that was asking the question went on a tangent while he's talking to Big Daddy Kane's right in his face live. And he's like going on the tangent talking about, yeah, because if anybody got a problem, they can hit me up. And Big Daddy Kane was like, listen, man, listen. Let me tell you, let me tell you something. Right. So he said, listen, a train, right? If they're on the tracks, the train is gonna go, right? They're gonna go until it stops, right? What makes a train stop? The train stops if you give it a platform. You give it a platform, now the train has the ability to stop, at the thing. So the great quote now is, right, in order for it to keep the train moving, without the negativity and stuff like that, don't stop on the platform. God damn it. Don't make a platform for somebody to make a stop at. Jesus Christ, stop picking these guys up. You know what I'm saying? Listen, people like Berman don't have a ticket. They don't have a ticket to get on the train. Shout out to Long Island Railroad. If you ever been to New York City, swiping on the train is one thing. You just get a Metro card. You even have your phone now. You scan your phone on the freaking thing, so it's easy access. People jump turnstiles. Nobody cares. But Long Island Railroad, if you don't have a ticket, you can't get on the train, fam. You know what I'm saying? You might get on the train, but as soon as they find out you don't have a ticket, they kick your ass off at the next stop. And they'll have the cops there waiting for you to get you off the train. You know what I'm saying? So listen to Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane says, if you're on a train, we're on a Knicks train trying to get to where we need to go. We're Knicks fans, we all together. Stop creating platforms, or stop, using your platform to pick up garbage like this, man. You know, with all the respect. Speaking of blocked people, let's take a look at who I'm blocked. Shout out to my Twitter settings here. So I mean, there's some people that I muted. They're probably pissed off that I muted them, but I had to get their voices out of here. But outside of these pornographic people here, the Yugi and all this other stuff, these guys are all the same person. Check out some of the people that I banned here. NBA Central's gone because this is the bootleg one. This is one with the E. They caught me out there a few times, man. So I just blocked those asses. Shout out to S Hoops. You know who you are. I blocked you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I blocked you. So take that with you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Hadouken. Hadouken, you are blocked. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear shit from you. You know what I'm saying? Sean, I hate Sean, blocked. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see nothing from you either. They're not giving me any quality. Michael K, blocked. I think Michael K was the first one I blocked. Michael K blocked. Stephen Bondi blocked. Frank Isola blocked. Nick Wright blocked. Ashley Nicole Moss blocked. Mark Berman blocked. Stephen A. Smith blocked. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear the bullshit. I don't want to hear the bullshit. Stephen A. Smith, fake Knicks fan, bullshit. Mark Berman, beat writer, bullshit. Ashley Nicole Moss only cares about herself, bullshit. Get up out of here. Nick Wright thinks he knows every damn thing. Get the fuck out of here. Frank Isola used to drive Marbury when he was in high school to games and stuff like that. He tells those stories. If he had that ingrained into the Knicks, why are you such a hater? This dude used to pop into my DMs when I used to have my old account just to talk shit to me in my DMs, man. Get the fuck up out of here, blah, 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 blocked. You know what I'm saying? Stephen Bondi, you out of here, man. Stephen Bondi is an ass. The other day, he said something, and a bunch of content creators was commenting on the stuff like, yo, man, get him up out of here, man. Michael K, stick to the Yankees, fam. You know what I'm saying? Bye, see ya. You know what I'm saying? Blocked. Get out of here. Like I said, Sean Hadouken and my man S Hoots, man, get your asses up out of here. I don't want to hear that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Yeah, let me get this up here because I'm still trying to fix the background here and stuff. So I'm keeping it tight right now. But anyway, man, I hope whoever don't like me, I hope you block me too, man. You gotta protect your spirit, man. You gotta protect your spirit out here. This is basically an evil rant. So let me just get the proper credentials up here so people know what the hell is going on. This is basically an evil rant, man. Once again, shout out to everybody that's been supporting the podcast. Like I said, I'm trying to get this thing a little bit more organized and stuff. Shout out to I'll be doing watch alongs for every single Knicks game started when the first preseason game. So tune in for that. I'm gonna be looking for somebody to help me out with that. So I'm working on something. You know what I'm saying? But if anybody, content creators that want to do it, if you want to do watch alongs with me, let's do it. But let's do it a little bit better and make it better for this season coming here, man. I really wanna make that my thing with the watch alongs. I really enjoy it. So like I said, I'm gonna be hitting up people to help me out with that. And most definitely, I really care about this channel. I want it to grow. Shout out to Paris Duggar. You throwing freaking nickels at me again. Always with the super chat. I always appreciate you, man. Definitely, man. You're like the only one giving me super chats. So I appreciate it. Iru, life is too long to burn too many bridges. Yeah, man. That's why you gotta block them. Block them. Block them. You know what I'm saying? Block the asses, man. It's too. Life is too short. Listen, those are only some of the people that I blocked. You know what I'm saying? Like the hell with them, because there's like millions of people that follow the Knicks. So who cares about a handful? You know what I'm saying? Life is too long to burn too many bridges. Listen, man, am I gonna get a job with some of these corporations? Maybe so. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully that everybody else blocked them, and I won't have to deal with them if I do work for any of these publications. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Michael K, man. Like if you don't like Mike K, Michael K. Are you guys the same person, man? Oh my god. But listen, man, I'm just joking around. But there's a reason why I blocked every one of those guys. There's a reason. I don't want to hear the nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But it is true. Life is too long to burn too many bridges, but life is too short to worry about the bullshit too, man. Life is long. Yes, you can live up to 80 years old, but at the same time, in the consist of life, 80 years is nothing. It goes by like nothing. I've been married 10 years already. I've been married 10 years. I have a whole adult that's living on this earth. I could be a grandparent right now. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I could be a grandparent. You know what I'm trying to say to you? He dropped another $2 at me. Yeah, man. You are a smart guy. Tone it back. Parish. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole grown up out there. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, time flies is what I'm trying to say. Time flies. Life is long, but time flies. Life is short. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, shout out to Paris Duggar. He wants me to calm down. All the old heads want me to calm down. My pops wants me to calm down. All that stuff. Man. But if you're throwing nickels at me and stuff, I gotta listen, man. So shout out to Paris Duggar as always. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully everybody that popped in at the end could go to the end of the podcast and check out what I was saying. Let's get organized, man. Listen, man. This guy is a psycho. Okay, he is a killer. This is a psychopath right here, Mr. Jalen Brunson. Bring it back to the Knicks. Let's bring it back to the community. Let us control the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Follow who you're gonna follow. Enjoy who you're gonna follow. Block who don't matter to you, so that way you don't hear it. That way you don't have to make no comments at them. And get mad and writing soliloquies and manifestos on Twitter. At some of these beat writers and stuff. Instead of doing that, control your what's going into your ears and in your eyes and stuff like that. But protect your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Protect your Nick spirit. In this case. So anyway, thanks everybody for popping in here. He's throwing more. Hush it. These pods can be offered a contract soon. Hey man, listen. Offer the contract. They could offer me a contract all you want. You know what I'm saying. Shout out to. Let me do this. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Right. Dave Chappelle, he was doing the Dave Chappelle show, whatever. He thought it was his, he was doing his way. Shout out to season 2. He realized that people out there weren't really helping him with the show. They felt like they were laughing at him. You know what I'm saying? So now the corporate people that want to offer him a job, $80 million or whatever it was, that was the big number that people say, oh man, I can't believe that Dave Chappelle would turn that down. He turned it down and moved to Africa, that's what he said, for a little while. Whatever his story is. He just pulled himself from the equation to get his shit together. You know what I'm trying to say? So I mean, and then look, fast forward, because life is short, right? Life is long, and don't burn bridges and stuff like that. Dave Chappelle came back even stronger. Literally, the guy went and got into the gym, got stronger, and ended up working for Netflix. You know what I'm saying? So listen, there's more than one entity out there. Fast forward, Netflix at the time when he left wasn't popping. When he came back, Netflix was popping, and look what happened to him. He went on and connected with Netflix. You know what I'm saying? So listen, my thing is, don't burn your bridges and stuff like that too, but be true to yourself. You got to be true to yourself at all times. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm living, Parish. Got to be true to yourself. There's no other way to do it. Like I said, the way other guys do their pies stuff, shout out to them. That's the way they do it. But me, I cannot operate that way. So it is what it is, man. Yeah, man. Have a block and ban party for yourself. Just to keep the energy right. Shout out to Kareem Grant and stuff. Kareem Grant is a big time supporter of the pod. I also got 2 other podcasts, man. I got the Die Hard Liberty podcast. I'm doing Liberty stuff there. The Liberty channel is kind of nervous. I'll admit that. But I'm just putting stuff out there because nobody else is. You know what I'm saying? So since nobody else is putting out anything on that on for that platform, that I might as well do it myself. And then shout out to Marvel. I enjoy Marvel comics and Marvel stuff too. So I have a Marvel channel. Excuse me, a Marvel channel now too. Just for anybody that's into Marvel. If you enjoy the way that I carry on with this pod, those two channels are a little bit less nervous because I'm a little nutty on this Knicks channel because I love the Knicks. I am a diehard fan, no doubt about it. Some of the other channels, the tone is different on both channels, man. So anyway, I also have a diehard Monica. No, I don't. I don't have a diehard Monica McNutt channel. But I am a big fan of the Monica McNutt, man. Shout out to her here wearing the Knicks uniform. That's dope. So anyway, just joking around with you guys, man. Shout out to Paris. Paris is throwing more nickels at me. Oh my god. Dave May Mains is first. I'm an OG, 60 years old. Okay, man, cool. Well, yeah, if you're OG, then what am I? You know what I'm saying? There's people that are 60 years old that get information from young people. Shout out to basically almost everybody at my job. You know what I'm saying? People think that they're what do you that they made it us to a certain point or whatever, that they're entitled to certain titles and stuff like that. But sometimes you can learn. You always can learn something in this life. I can learn something from you, Mr. Duggar. And you probably could learn something from me as well, man. So anyway, we can all learn from each other. So anyway, Nick's podcast. This is not a lifestyle podcast, man, but I always take it there. But damn man, Paris is like he done threw like $8 at me, man. It's like I freaking get me bacon, egg, and cheese, maybe a freaking monster, and maybe like some candy or whatever to go, man. I'm good to go right here. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to my man Hard here. Big time, big love here to the Knicks Nation, man. Early podcast, like I said, I still got a broke foot. I'm trying to get myself together. So these little podcasts that you see are just kind of like I'm just throwing them out there. You know what I'm saying? Because I just have the free time to do it. You know what I'm saying? So once the season starts, but that's when I'll be back to work probably. So things will get a little bit more organized. So shout out to all the followers, everybody that follows me here. Pay attention to the community tab when it comes to this channel. I'll be posting stuff on the community channel just to let you guys know what I'm doing. So hopefully I can get a schedule together and that type of thing, and then we can really rock with each other like that, man. So shout out to everybody here, man. Get organized. It's almost that time. I got some guests that's supposed to be popping up soon. Hopefully, if they don't ghost me like everyone likes to do. You know what I'm saying? Talking about burning bridges. Listen, man, Mr. Paris, man, talking about burning bridges. Do you know how many people waste my time all the time with this podcast stuff? Do you have like no idea like the stories that I could tell you stories from people that you might follow on social media or on YouTube or wherever. You might follow these people, whatever, and they have wasted my time in real life. You know what I'm saying? And don't give a damn. Don't give a damn about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I keep my authentic energy when it comes to this, man, because people will waste your time, you know what I'm saying? And they will try to sabotage you. You can't let them do that, man. That's why shout out to everybody. Shout out to For the Love of the Game because these guys are real ones, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to whoever else popped in. I'm trying to see. Shout out to Andy, real ones, man. All these guys here are real ones, man. Shout out to everybody that's hanging out here that do content and stuff like that. These guys are real ones. When we do stuff together, it's not some BS. It's not some flaky stuff, or it's not. Oh, I'm trying to like embarrass you, or I'm trying to put you out there, or whatever to hurt you, or something like that, or waste. Like I said, literally waste your physical, real life in the street time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, listen, man, you got to be totally authentic to yourself and do you. You know what I'm saying? And then like I said, when you find a real one, these people will gravitate to you. Shout out, like once again, shout out to my man Hard here, Hard Will. Got freaking Windows with the freaking notifications and stuff. But I love your honesty, and you say F them, yeah, man. Listen, man, you got to be 100% authentic to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, people will have you out there wasting your time. You know what I'm saying? Before COVID, I remember one time. I'll tell you one story without throwing everything somebody under the bus. I actually went to an event one time with all my equipment. I had it in the bag. We was going somewhere, whatever. We get to the place, and I'm totally ghosted. You know what I'm saying? Totally ghosted. It was an official event, whatever. But I came out there with all my stuff, and whatever happened happened. But then later on, I found out that somebody else was there. That's the reason why that I was ghosted. But you wasted my whole time. You wasted my time. I unplugged all my stuff, went to an event and everything, and then I've got freaking ghosted. That's only one occurrence. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tony Crow's another real one. Fucking realest one out there, probably, Mr. Tony Crow. NBK Network, realest guys out there. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man, there's just so many different ways, um, you know, so many different things to think about. Shout out to Paris. She's throwing more stuff at me, man. I love yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. Listen, you're throwing change at me. I really appreciate it. Supporting the podcast, but this is what you do. This is what you do. You do it for everybody. So I mean that goes without saying. Big respect to Paris Duggar because he's not only just doing the $2 love to me, he's doing it to everybody, every show that he's on, man. So I don't know. You got to be retired. You know what I'm saying. So I don't know if you dig it in the piggy bank and throwing nickels at us and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's all important stuff, man. You didn't buy my respect. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, I got your respect anyway, and I have your, you got my respect without the extra stuff thrown at me. That's all frills and stuff. But you don't grow a channel like this and get the response like this without getting some respect from somebody, man. So as long as you guys respect the things that I do and stuff, and then my peers like Tony and for the love of the game, hard will and them guys, man. As long as these guys respect what I'm doing, then it's all good. You know what I'm saying? All the other hijinks and stuff that I'm talking about, that doesn't mean anything. Shout out to repping old school. I love repping old school. I love that picture, man. Shit is great. But I'm 62 and I agree with. Okay, I got you, man. Go get a chicken sandwich. Yo, listen, I'm a freaking vegetarian, man. So $10 ain't gonna cut it, man. You can't eat well with $10 if you're a vegetarian. Ain't that weird? Ain't that weird? Like eating meat, right? You got to kill a whole animal. You know what I'm saying? All the preservatives and things of that nature, the blood and all the other stuff. And you can get like 2 for $5 sandwiches. They might have went up. I think like 2 for $6 or 2 for $7 now, whatever it is. But you can get a whole chicken sandwich, two of them for 2 for $5 or 2 for $7. You know what I'm saying? But the same sandwich, the same size and everything. It's a veggie burger. It's made out of vegetables. No animals had to die. You ain't gonna go to hell for it. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is like double the price. Like they're not gonna give those 2 for $5. You know what I'm saying? So like it's 2 for $5 for the meat, and then you got to pay $10 for the veggie. So it's bugged out, man. It's a bugged out world that we live in, man. So that's I said that you got to be 100% authentic to yourself. And that's what's most important about it. So what's going on here? I see you on Walter Torres. I'm trying to get out of here, y'all. What's the matter with y'all? I like what you do with the show. Keep up. Yeah, okay. I agree with you, man. I should keep up with the show. Yeah, man, definitely. I appreciate you, man. Definitely. For those that are just popping in, I'm just kind of like hanging out with my peoples here. But you get into the show and see the picture that I painted for you guys about Jalen Brunson, this crazy psycho that we have here on our team. This that the energy is infecting the team, and I just hope that we can get some of that energy infected back into the fan base. You know what I'm saying. Thanks, John Holmes, for subscribing. Are you a porn star? You're just asking for everyone that wanted to know that. Allah Wise was good. Integrity will carry you further than gold. Yeah, yeah. BK all day, East New York all day long. Yeah, man. Repping old school. Yeah, man. Chase that. Yeah, okay, cool, man. Thanks everybody for popping in. I appreciate guys that have pictures, man. If you have a picture of yourself on there, I could put like a face to the name type of thing. It makes it a little bit more intimate. Intimate. Like I like it intimate. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get up out of here. Your boy E Rule, Die Knicks Podcast. Die Knicks Podcast, die hard everything. You know what I'm saying? 4 fingers to the forehead, tuck of the thumb salute. And I see you guys next time, man. Enjoy your day, bro. Okay, I'm glad, man. I'm glad I could do that. Keep up the good work, my man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make my way onto your channel soon so we could chop it up or whatever, man. But like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on, free, grown man stuff. You already know, man. We talked about that already. Shout out to, Hard Will. Good dude. We did a pod together. You know what I'm saying? We probably knew each other back in the East, different, a whole different lifetime ago. But anyway, I'm out of here. You were out. Peace. Oh, I got a new exit video. Let's play that right now. Bye.